continued support in Inuit Cancer Support Group and currently Book of Hope Project. And I'm very pleased to be a part of the Book of Hope Project. This book is a collection of stories told by Northwest Territories cancer survivors. We included both male and female storytellers from throughout our territory. We have included various types of cancers. Our storytellers share their journey with cancer from the beginning when they were diagnosed to being told they have beaten this disease. So that's a little bit of Book of Hope project that I'm working on right now. The number one thing that our hope is to share hope with others who are experiencing cancer. It might be a new cancer patient or a family member that can pick up this book and see what it is like living with cancer and how each story shares their uniqueness of their strength and the courage and hope that we want to spread awareness to others who don't really understand cancer or how it is to live with cancer, or people who may not know how to support a person who is going through cancer. So this book will not only help a cancer patient, this book will also be resourceful to people who don't really understand cancer. Hotıì ts'eeda has made the whole project of Book of Hope possible, and we've used the funding that we've received from them that we may conduct and that we're able to do professional interviews with our storytellers by purchasing equipment for the interviews and recorders, like for the recording their stories. We've purchased supplies needed, and we've also purchased like a Zoom subscription, which we've done many of our interviews with our storytellers on from being all parts of Northwest Territories. Has been very helpful and useful, and we've also been giving honorariums to our storytellers, and at times our storytellers would like a support person to be included in the interview. So we've also gave honorarium to the support person included in the interview that was conducted. And I was able to travel to the outside communities of Inuvik, to Aklavik, to Fort McPherson to conduct elder interviews with for Book of Hope. And these in-person interviews are very important to me, that they were done in person, just being that they are our elders and that they don't understand Zoom. And not only that, it just being that in-person connection with the elder, telling you sharing their journey, which was very helpful, and I'm very thankful for being able to do that with the elders included in Book of Hope.
Hotıì ts'eeda funded the project Supporting Well-Being, which is an emerging training program that's designed to provide tools, resources, and tips for people who deliver land-based programs that will better prepare them to mitigate and respond to mental health challenges on the land. And this is a program that's being developed by the NWT Recreation and Parks Association, but it's being guided by a steering committee of land-based programmers and mental health advocates. So the goals of this project is we really hope to give people who deliver or support land-based programs the tools and skills to mitigate and respond to mental health challenges on the land. And with that, we want to build capacity, because there's not always an opportunity to have a counselor on the program, or for there to be access to support, those kinds of supports in the community. So having people in community members who are trained in how to respond and have some tools in their tool bag to be able to support the people they care about is kind of our goal, especially when we're in these remote settings where our access to those professional supports might not be as good. So we're really just hoping to build the capacity within communities to be able to support each other. Hotıì ts'eeda is helping, they've helped with the first part of this project by helping us develop the curriculum. We've been working with Donald Prince, who was the first executive director and organizer of the Arctic Indigenous Wellness Foundation. So Donald's been helping us blend Indigenous and Western approaches to well-being into our curriculum so that it's relevant for people in the NWT and takes the best of both of those approaches in our curriculum. The next phase that Hotıì ts'eeda is helping support this year is our Train the Trainer gathering. So we've tested our first version of the curriculum and that went really well and it was super successful. And now we want to see now we want to train facilitators so that there's a facilitator in each region and the RPA will work one-on-one with that facilitator to help them co-teach in their region once the curriculum is all good and ready. So Hotıì ts'eeda is helping support the Train the Trainer gathering that's going to be happening in March 2022 as well.
My name is Dega Scott. I am Clinto Dene from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. I currently live in Alberta and I am a mother of two, soon to be three, and working on my Indigenous governance degree while I am working with the Northern Birthwork Collective as their research and development lead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sabrina. I am the project director for the Northern Birthwork Collective and a co-founder alongside Dega. I am a settler. I've been living in Yellowknife for the last year and a half. And yeah, we started this project with a mutual love for birthwork and a desire to create better and safer birthing spaces for people in the North. In my role as project director, I've been working on a lot of things, but the eventual goal is to develop a accessible birthwork support program where families would be able to get in touch with our collective and they'd be able to access a birth worker, a doula for their prenatal care, for their labor and birth, for postpartum, for miscarriage and loss support, or abortion support.
Yeah, as Sabrina mentioned, I am working on developing the Indigenous birthwork / doula training for the Northwest Territories. And with part of that, we are also developing a Knowledge Keepers Advisory Committee with elders from across the NWT and hope to have a gathering in November with them, just so they could help guide us and the project, as well as the training that I will be developing to ensure that it really does reflect Northern values and culture and traditions. Part of that involves a lot of research and involves a lot of understanding of what is already out there and what hasn't worked for the Northwest Territories. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this was because I also saw the need that we needed support in our communities and we needed support for families. And I strongly believe that having that support at the beginning of life and throughout pregnancy, postpartum, and early childhood education will make our community stronger, make our families stronger, and help heal our communities.
I'll add to that there is research that shows that having the support of a birth worker or doula accompany you to your labor and birth does result in better birth outcomes and birth satisfaction. So we want people to have positive experiences when they're bringing new life into this world. And I truly believe that the path to having those positive experiences is someone who is having people, whether it's a birth worker or a family, there to support you, people that you trust, people that you know are there with your best interests in mind, all of those things. So better birth outcomes, and a greater sense of belonging, I think, by connecting to traditional practices and ceremonies, when bringing new life into the world, or when just navigating any of the challenges that come with reproductive health. So we've been spending the Hotıì ts'eeda money on a few key things. Because Dega is our research and development lead, we've been spending the money to support her in her research and development of the Indigenous doula training. So what that has really looked like in the past year has been doing environmental scans on what's out there already in terms of Indigenous doula trainings, or just doula trainings in general, and what would be important to include in ours. So that research is continuing now by developing the Knowledge Keepers Advisory Committee that Dega mentioned, to really get information from communities across the Northwest Territories on what should be included in that training. We also use some of the support from Hotıì ts'eeda to put towards hosting an Indigenous doula training that was at the end of July. We trained 11 Indigenous doulas. We also use it to develop an early stage evaluation framework so that we could really, from the get-go, have a look at the way we were building our project and building our collective, and have a really good solid foundation to start from.
So my name is Ashley Enns. I am originally from Inuvik, Northwest Territories. I spent 15 years living and working in Yellowknife. My partner's name is J.R. Many Fingers, and I have 3 children, Hannah, Zachary, and this is little Rosie. I'm the daughter to Patrick Burke, who's from Aklavik, and Shelley Enns, who is from Watrous, Saskatchewan, but spent all of her life in the NWT. My educational and professional background is in management, human resources, diversity, and inclusion. And so as part of my master's degree, I completed a thesis with a focus on exploring student perspectives on indigenizing the academy. So my research is titled Disrupting the Academy, How We Move from Mere Indigenous Inclusion to Decolonization, Indigenization. So I'm happy to say that I successfully defended my research on August the 16th. Throughout my research, I used an Indigenous paradigm to look at the historical factors of colonialism, Indigenous resistance, Indigenous scholarship, and trends in the academy that have shaped our current system. Examples of policies, Indigenous scholars, and research was used to provide evidence towards indigenizing the academy. So this research was important to me for a number of reasons. So I'm an intergenerational school survivor, and I've also been impacted by the struggle of leaving home to attend school in the South. So this research supports initiatives that focus on creating inclusive environments where Indigenous knowledge is welcome, supported, celebrated, and valued within the academy. But like I said, just having to leave home and attend school in the South, this was my 3rd attempt. So the first 2 attempts weren't successful, and I had to return back home. So just ensuring that we have inclusive environments within the institutions and culturally safe places to learn is really important to me. So the additional funding and support allowed me to do this research in a good way. So I was able to compensate elders to advise on my research methods and understanding of the data. I was able to provide honorariums to the participants and also provide gifts in the form of tobacco and small culturally appropriate gifts. It was also really helpful just being in this new learning environment of COVID and not not sure what was going to happen or what was going to change. It was the financial support was really helpful and allowed me to be confident in what I was doing. Yeah, so I'm just really grateful that I received this support, and I don't think I would have been as successful as I am right now if I hadn't